Weekend Warriors, Justin Fields, back on the list here. Completes 22 of 34 for over 300 yards and a touchdown. But, of course, as you always get with the Justin Fields experience, Matthew, the 2 rushing touchdowns are what leads to the QB1 finish as it stands.
Fourth best fantasy game of his career. Back-to-back games now with 18 or more fantasy points. He has a rushing touchdown in both. Like, they're finally kind of unleashing Justin Fields and letting him do Justin Fields kind of things. He's had 5 goal-to-go rushing attempts over the past 2 weeks. By the way, his completion percentage is pretty high as well. Like, he's playing well. Russell Wilson ain't getting this job back, and Justin Fields is among the people that slapped me around like a grape. He's on Jay's roster, much to my chagrin.
Right behind him, Jay, Baker Mayfield with the QB2 slot right now, 347 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Baker runs for a touchdown as well. It's been a little bit of a theme at times this year.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield also on Slap Them Like Grape. Can't even get on the field.
I know.
The team is too loaded.
Must be nice.
It drives me crazy.
I start Justin Herbert on one leg.
Well,
I think of Taylor Heineke in emergency situations.
I think I have 4 of the top 10 quarterbacks, 4 of the top 12 quarterbacks.
You're
That's Sam Darnold on my bench.
Yeah, Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield
If anyone
on
wants
his
to
bench.
trade me Derrick Henry for a quarterback, I'd be more than welcome. Baker Mayfield's QB3 on the season. And look, I don't think he's going to end as QB3, but I think what he's doing is not entirely unsustainable in terms of the big thing with Baker is that Chris Godwin is just way better than he was a season ago. And I think he's being utilized more optimally. So, look, Baker probably not going to be top 3 quarterback rest of the way, but certainly a starter every week.
1,000%. He's only Sam Darnold has more touchdown passes, 18 or more fantasy points in 3 or 4 games this season, and he looks the part. He's playing great football.
Matthew, just when we left him for dead, DeAndre Swift, 16 carries, 93 yards, touchdown, 7 catches, 72 yards. It's really unbelievable at this point. Great week for DeAndre Swift.
It's a great week, and what we don't know here is it's like it does feel like week by week, Shane Waldron is trying to figure out this offense and what will work for him. And so, listen, certainly a great matchup with the Rams, but I think what's positive here is, 23 touches, 32% target share. Like, he had the big run, obviously, as well, but just, he was involved in every facet of the offense. This is the DeAndre Swift that they thought they were getting, right? When they signed him to the big contract. They're home to Carolina next week, then they're home to Jacksonville. They got a bye, and then they're at Washington. Like, it's a nice schedule with two back-to-back home games here for DeAndre Swift, who suddenly is back in on the RB2 radar, because he's being used in all facets of the game, in a game that they won. So my expectation is they'll go back to this.
Our last weekend Warrior, Jay, Jordan Mason, 24 carries, tops 120 yards and a touchdown. He also added 37 receiving yards this week.
Yep, another great slapper, Jordan Mason.
This is okay.
You don't understand.
Now I actually feel bad, and I never feel bad for you in fantasy.
I know, but do you see what happened to me, Jordan? Like, it's all of it.
The quarterback hoarding is one thing, but to just have Jordan Mason.
It's all of it. The whole thing is ridiculous. It's awful.
My team is real, and
Yes.
it is magnificent.
Spectacular
Jordan
is
Mason.
the quote. Your team is real and spectacular. That's
right,
the
I
quote.
screwed that up. That's
Yes.
all right. I'm so high on my team's greatness that I can't even remember quotes from Seinfeld. But here's the thing about Jordan Mason. I think the most important play is the one that did not show up in the stat sheet. He had a 38-yard passing touchdown from Brock Purdy, which got called back because of a garbage hold on George Kittle that shouldn't have been called.
I agree.
His receiving work, if you add that, all of a sudden, 75 receiving yards and another touchdown. He's a bona fide top 5 running back until Christian McCaffrey comes back.
Which, by the way, may not now they're saying November. Like, I guess he's back from the Germany.
Keeps getting pushed. Which
I don't know. It's
There's a chance we just don't see him.
Yeah. Right. Really. Yeah. Hopefully you just have Jordan Mason, and if you don't, then you didn't watch Fantasy Football Happy Hour in August.
No, you certainly did not. And look, I mean, and if you're trying to trade for him, like, he's running back 6. He's a top 10 fantasy running back.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no one's trading him, right? It's over.
trading.
No, but and everyone's possible in a trade, but like, you should value him as an RB1.
Yep.
Like, I mean, like,
I do.
I wouldn't trade
No
him
one's
for
getting
less
him.
than top 7 player.
Our Sunday Scaries led by Breece Hall, Matthew, who just doesn't look right. It's scary for the Jets when every run to Braylon Allen looks so much better than every run to Breece Hall. Right?
By the way, 12% target share. Like, they're not even getting involved in the passing game. Like,
inexplicable
it's
day.
the 4th worst fantasy game of his career.
It felt like the worst. He had 2 false starts, which took him off the field a couple times.
Running back 47 on the week, Connor. What's going on with this Jets offense? What's going on with Breece Hall?
It just feels like they're trying to get him going on the outside run game, and they're not blocking well in the outside run game. When they go north and south with Braylon Allen, it looks like a totally different unit.
But why can't Breece Hall do that too?
That's the biggest question. That's bad coaching right there.
Yeah.
Breece Hall's 226 pounds.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The Jets need to really look themselves in the mirror and figure out why it's not working for their two best offensive players in Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. But Allen Lazard, Braylon Allen, Mike Williams all look fine. Yeah. They have a giant red flag at offensive coordinator. Who could have saw that coming?
Brandon Ayuk was a scary. I'm with you. Look, 1,000%. All right. Real quickly, a couple of bad performances that I'm not worried about. Brandon Ayuk, look, under 50 receiving yards every game this season. I get it, but I have to feel like we don't know what this Niners offense looks like. Like, we finally got Debo back. Like, if he has another bad game next week, then you can panic as well. But certainly a tough game. They play Arizona at home next week. Should be better. Brock Bowers is whatever. He's still like one of the best tight ends in fantasy. You're not allowed to get upset about a bad tight end game there. Fewest targets, catches, receiving yards in a game this season. It's just 11% target share in the last two games, but things will get better for Brock Bowers. I'm not convinced about that for Kyle Pitts. He's averaging under 7 fantasy points this season. He's averaging under 4 targets per game. His snap rate has decreased in every game this season. I did the same poll about Mark Andrews that I do about Kyle Pitts. Like, they're just not using him.
You can drop Kyle Pitts.
I think you can drop Kyle Pitts. Like, at some point, I don't make sense, but like, it's Darnell Mooney, it's Ray McLeod after Drake London. Don't get me started about Bijan, but like, honestly, like, it's a disaster for Kyle Pitts. Like, free Kyle Pitts, get him to another team.
Yeah, the problem is he doesn't look like the same athlete he once was. That's where I'm concerned right now.
Falcons had no business winning that game.
No, believe me, they absolutely did not. Saints
are a better team.
Pissed it away. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.